Yo, hello, welcome back to the live stream. Oops, what happened here? Hey, there. Darn thing got late. Huh? Okay, hi there, Dark. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. You're in Jin Show. Yes, I am. I am right now. Awesome. Okay, I'll play Genshin later. I'm just gonna do a quick one. You know, the dailies and stuff. Ooh, just logged in. Yay. How many out there? 196. Wave plates. Nice. This one, we need to do this. And then this one too. What else have I missed around here? Oh. Wait. Depths. I still hadn't completed this. That's Lumi and Verena. And then Calcharo. Oh my god. The heck? Calcharo? Okay. Okay, Calcharo's not... Is it... My Calcharo sucks though. But we can use this one. Level 70. Trial Resonators. Oh. My Calcharo's level 80? I don't think I even have any good echoes on him. 27, 163, 1108. This Calcharo sucks. Let me see if I have anything here that we could use. Electro crit damage. This one, okay. Defense crit rate. And then one more. Oh, nothing. That's it. Oh, these ones. Defense. Ah, crap. We promise we can't deliver. Summons Glacio. Wait. Oh, okay. That one. 43 and 195. Okay. I completed my dailies in both accounts. Now I won't be opening the game for the whole day. Nice. Lumi isn't available yet. Calcharo is OP in Elusive Realm. Echoes are useless in the Elusive Realm. Only the character's weapon and forte circuit. Okay. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's been a while since I played Calcharo. Oh my god. Like, do I still remember how to do him? Let's see. Liberation while in the state, triggered by liberation, Calcharo gains the following effects: increased resistance to interruption, increased basic attack speed. Upon casting resonant skill, deals additional. And this one is liberation. Okay, let's prioritize this skill first. Let's go. Who else is in here? Just you, Dark? Just you and I? Okay. How are you today, by the way? All's good at home and stuff. Having fun.
It's time.
What do you mean by I think so? Not sure. Last night was pretty good, huh? We had a good live stream last night. Very peaceful. Author was not pushing people's buttons. Pretty good. It's Sunday, so just chilling. Ah, great. I think I'm gonna grab a beer. I mean, it's a Sunday. It would be nice to have a cold one and just relax. I finished dubbing my video for tomorrow, so that's nice. All, all I have to do now is do the video itself, do the video editing. So that's good. At least I don't have to dub it. Oh, this sucks. Energy region greatly increased after resonance skill hits the target. Okay. Okay, I guess that's fine. What will happen if we do fierce struggle? Let's see here.
Who's the prey now?
Hey!
All is fair.
What? No, 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 no! Ah, shoot. Ooh, nice.
It's time. Exterminate.
Wow. He's good. The stream is so delayed? How do you guys know that it's so delayed? I don't get it. You mean like the video doesn't appear to play in parallel with the voice or something? Is that what it is?
Keep your fangs sharp.
That sucks. I'm sorry about that. Like, I think it's an internet issue. Maybe my internet's still not enough despite increasing the strength of it. My texts are showing up on the stream really late. Oh, I see. I see. Did I put... I don't think I put in any delays though. I'm sure I didn't. Is it in slow mode? Huh.
I see my way clear.
No, it's not in live reactions, okay? Message delay, how long you want? Nothing. It's not on slow mode. It's an what do you call this? It's basically I guess an issue with my internet probably. Oh. There. Let's put that in just in case. We'll raid him.
Fangs sharp.
Death match right away. Let's go.
Who's the prey now? follows.
Whoa, what was that? What the heck is happening? What just happened there? What the heck? Echo skill. Damage greatly increased after casting Resonance Liberation. Echo skill cooldown reset after casting Resonance Liberation. Did you see that? That was incredible. Like, what? How long was that? Like 15 seconds of the Crownless? Simply by unlocking its level 1, I became a Transformer. Yeah. Hey there, Falela. Bad timing? No. I basically just started, buddy. But that was incredible. Because I just... What is level 1 anyways? Okay. Unlock shapeshift into... Oh! You basically shapeshift into the Crownless. That was insane. I wasn't expecting that one. Okay, fine. I'll take this one. Basic attack damage significantly increased. How is Falela? How are you? Kamusta? Kamusta, Falela? Hey, have you joined the Discord yet? Or you hadn't yet, Falela? Join the Discord. So that you can show off your... What do you call this? Your builds and stuff. No! Oh, I also have a shield. Look at that one. That is insane. The heck? Why can't we do that in the open world? That would definitely boost Calcharo. Imagine having a passive ability that allows Calcharo to take over the Mephis. That would be insane. Insane in the brain. Wait. Huh? There. Boom. We probably end up needing that anyways. Character upgrade. Let's go with the resident skill. Enter the dream. Bad timing, just woke up. You just woke up? It's evening. Oh, did you take a nap, pre? Idlip ka? Idlip ka ba? I mean, I could change the username. Why? Why? Change your username. What for? Oh, you mean like your username in Discord, you mean? No, like, is he prone to? I don't think so. He's awesome. Like, did you see that? Like, he took over the Mephis, and you know the Mephis was like on field for like, I don't know, like probably around 10 seconds. Imagine having that in the open world. That'd be insane. That will make him relevant again. Oh, Luca. Lulua. Okay, okay, okay. So so yeah, if you have builds and stuff, you wanna flex it, we'll even feature it on the live stream. Maybe. Maybe in Rinascita. Yeah. Oh shoot, what is this, LB? What? Okay, no Electro coming out. Huh. In attack increased by 18. Using Resonance Liberation resets its cooldown. Okay, we need that. Simply because it's got Electro. Resonance Liberation damage is increased by 60. Okay, let's do that. Unlocks Crownless. Resonance skill. Strengthen the transforms. Oh! Increases the transformed state. What the heck is this? Hey there, Daniel. They'll buff Calc. Hopefully, yeah. I would. I'm sold. Like, yeah, make Calc, great again. Makga. We're gonna wear Makga hats. You know what I want to? I think I'll put that in as a design in my shirts. Make Calcharo great again. Once got a 92% crit rate on a dungeon. Put it on. Let's look at it. Like one of these days, like when we do the long live streams, we can actually show it during the live streams. Like last night, I kind of enjoyed that. Like looking at the Discord and seeing that, oh, these are, like the flexes, right? What? I am insufficient. What if I go to Fierce to Struggle? What's gonna happen? Let's see. What's going on, Daniel? Okay, nothing to beat. Oh.
Unleash the fan.
That's it. Wow. Now I'm like, oh, I kind of wanna work on calculator once again. Echo skill cooldown reduced. Nice. What's going on this side? Nothing here. It's blocked. They blocked it. Anong luto mo pa, Layla? Patikim naman kami niyan.
War spares no one. Let's slip the dogs of war.
Is it finished? Oh, shoot. That was really quick. Plus, he gets healed too, eh? I think I saw like 15k healing there. You just got healed. Oh, you guys are in trouble now.
Misery follows. Unleash the fan. It's time.
Like, why doesn't it say that it's already completed? Jesus. Cooldown. Okay. Mystery dream. Memory of deathmatch. Let's do it. Deathmatch it is. Oh, wait. Once, okay, my Turks. Ako. Baka reserve. What? Turks, like the shawarma place. Naka Turks ako,
I see my way
baka
clear.
reserve. What do you mean by that? Like namili ka? Like Turks, the shawarma food, the shawarma stand or fast food. Now I'm like, yeah, ooh, delicioso animare, mucho mucho, delicioso.
Keep your fangs sharp.
Yeah, bought one earlier. Good for you. Can you pass some over here? Like I could definitely eat some shawarma right now. Some donair would do you some good, right? Or I think they call it donair. In Canada we say donair. Shawarma in Canada is called donair. That's what they call it. And then the Arabs they would say doner, something like that. So
Who's the
when
prey
so
now?
when I go to a shawarma place in Canada, or even when I went to Australia or here in the Philippines, I'd say doner. Oh, that was ooh, deadly.
Let's slay the dogs of war.
Ooh. Wait, we have Sheshi's crane is also here. What the heck? What just oh, mind blown. What have they done to Calcharo? Calcharo just became the best DPS in Wuthering Waves. What the heck was that? What have they done to you, buddy? What the heck? Look at him. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. I am a boss. Look at me. I'm a boss. I am the boss. He's like freaking formidable. That man. They should really buff this dude. Make him less clunky. Wow. Now we know like Calcharo and Sheshi is definitely gonna be a good match. Is there? Hi there, Mr. No Name. Guten Tag. So Susaman. Hi all. Yes, good morning. Guten Tag. Guten Morgen. Only bought one because I know no one would want it in my family.
I see my way clear.
They're not a big shawarma fan, eh? Guten Tag. Metaphor. Let's do it. When at full HP, all attacks will trigger shatter. Wow. Resonance kill or liberation. Trigger shatter when a shield exists. He does get a shield though. Let's do this because this one will freeze enemies up. Nice. Oh, shield gained when attacked. How many do we need though? Oh, we've already unlocked it? No, not yet. 12, 13. Okay, fine. I'll take this one. Additional unlocks the Resonator's resonance chain. Boom. Let's go. Rest. Calcharo in Elusive Realm, it's like expectation versus reality. Not happening or the Shang Liao sales will die. Screw Shang Liao. Calcharo is a god. Just look at him. In fact, like he should stay like this at all times. See? This is amazing. Formidable stuff. Even I'm scared of him now. Now, what? Here. Let's say gain a shield after successful blah 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 this. Dreamless right away. Sick. There. Oh, shoot. Not enough? Crown power. By defeating enemies, strengthen the shapeshift state. Restore 20% of max healing every 2 seconds for 8 seconds after releasing Resonance Liberation. Okay. Gain a shield. Grapple. No. I hate grappling during combat. Not really a big fan of it. Resonance. Crit damage is increased by 60. That we could use. Okay, that's it. That's all we can do right now. That's all we can purchase. Let's go for it. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Who's the prey now?
You again.
War spares no one.
Whoa. God of War, buddy. This guy's the God of War now. Look at those exquisite damage. And it's never ending. It never ends. Oh, you gotta clip this. I'm gonna turn it into a short now. What the? Can we have Calcharo like this forever? Please? Kuro? Oh man, I hope when his story quest comes around, they will finally give him some much deserved buffs. The heck is that? It's like Calcharo is on steroids. The heck? I should clip that and use it as a short. As a short. I need to start doing shorts. What the? Sick. You're right, Dark. Calcharo is sick in Elusive Realm. That is awesome. Crownless and Calcharo. Beautiful. I wish they would add few new bosses, though I like Scar's first phase with the parry. Very much true, yeah. A few new bosses. I think there will be a couple of new bosses. I don't think that when we get... I mean, that region is gonna have new bosses for sure. It's impossible not to add new ones. They haven't said anything yet about it. They haven't drip marketing it. They hadn't drip marketed it yet. But I'm sure there will be new characters or new bosses that are arriving once we're in Rinascita. How many of these do you actually need? Oh, because I hadn't unlocked this one yet. Okay. Toinks. Blonde moment. Sorry about that. There you go. 15. Lumi unlocks all nodes. Okay. This one. When are we gonna get the next reward though? 37. Never mind. In the first phase, Scar is the victim. And in the second phase, he's a bully. I want something like the Valkyrie from Fear and Hunger. No, that I don't know. Valkyrie from what's that? Fear and Hunger? Is that a game? I haven't heard of that one yet. Whoa! Just completed everything. Wasn't expecting that one. That was really fast. How many days for this one? 10 days left. Do I really want to do it now? I don't know. Did you know Sheshi does about 2 to 2.5 thousand damage per crane, and with Shorekeeper it can reach 3k. Yeah, I think that's what I usually see, around 2 to 3,000 from Sheshi. It's not a huge amount, but it piles up. But what's even better is she actually helps Jinshi here a lot in filling her forte gauge. But even, for example, like I use her with Chang Li, right? Even that is also good. Chang Li and
Soar
Sheshi
against the
as a
winds.
pair is actually awesome. Now I'm like, I need to build Kelcharo.
May I pray for anything specific for you?
Shut up, Jinshi.
The battlefield is. I will be. I see my way
There.
clear.
The heck? Let's see this. Maybe it's gonna roll into crit damage. I think I'll be happy with that if this rolls into crit damage. Crit rate. Upgrade. Oh, it's defense. What the heck? Wait. Why is it defense? What is this? Attack. This one is defense. Oh, I'm sick in the head. Okay, there. I was actually using defense. What's wrong with me? That is insane. Okay. There. Okay, give me crit rate and if possible crit damage as well. You're sick. Oh, you're sick. Why would you do that? The heck? Why would you do that? Not a single crit stats on that one. Why would you do that? Why would you tease me like that? Now, this one I cannot use. Oh, that's illegal. That is illegal. Okay, I have this. Attack, upgrade. Now I have to do it again. Wait. Where is that thing? Did we use it? What the heck? Oh. Oh, okay. Defense, attack. Attack. It's not the same, right? Not the same. Okay. Ah. Attack. No, this one. Upgrade. Where is that? You, traitor. It would have been nice, right? Look at this. It would have been nice if instead of defense percent and defense, like at least one of them just rolled into crit rate, right? Sick. Oh, you gotta be kidding me again. Insane. Terrible rolls. Wings of Shu, I just roll at all at once. If you will, some crit rolls, upgrade times, like, what do you mean? Around 1107? Or upgrade on XX07? Really? Well, we went past that. Are you sure that is that proven like at 7? There's a freebie to do 5 tested fields a week anyways. I'm not 100%, but it's 1/3. Really? Foxhole says he wants a Discord call with me. Hi there, Violet. Oh, now? He wants a Discord now? What am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna do this? I'm in the middle of the live stream. Wait. Okay, we are gonna. So what? I'm gonna wait until 6:27. Yeah, I would love to talk to him, but the thing is, I'm on a live right now. I could, I guess, pause this and we could have a voice chat on Discord. I mean, I could do that. Okay, I'm seeing your message here. Ooh, nice. Thanks, Violet. Oh, this is good. Server rules and stuff. Nice. Is Fox live streaming right now? I didn't know. He says if you want to talk while you are live streaming, if you want to talk about Wuwa stuff, sure, yeah. Does he want to like just talk, right? I could. I guess it's okay, right? So just call him. Is that how it works? And it and but people can hear our conversation. Is that okay? Let me ask him. Okay, for viewers to listen in. He's not replying to me yet. I'm not sure if he's actually seeing Discord. Look in Discord, send link. I don't know how. More. Well, he's invited to the server. What are the options? Start video call. Start voice call. But he's live streaming right now. I don't want to be like, hey, I'm calling you. All of a sudden, oh, you know. He says you can jump into his voice chat, or if you want him to join your voice chat, then you can just do a call instead, too. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm on Discord right now, but he's not on Discord. He's not. He's his status is live stream. He's not replying to me, so I'm not sure if you have a VC in your server too. Yeah, just go to the server. Is that how it works? And then wait. I haven't done this before, so I'm not sure how to do it. So my apologies. AFK. Join to create VC. YouTube talk. Is it this one, Dark? We'll go with YouTube talk and just invite Fox. Voice connected. Share. Start at an activity. Uh, I don't know what to do. As he's in his VC right now, voice chat right now. If you want to join that, it's fine. Foxhole's stream bar. Okay. Let's go to Foxhole's. There you go. Foxhole's stream bar, voice chats, voice channel. There, gaming. Wait, gaming. How do I do this? Notifications. Turn off the deafen. Hi there, Noisy. I've started the chat. Join the VC at the top of the server. The voice chat at the top of the server. Where? Of our server? The voice chat. This one. Live now. Listen in. Okay? Is that what I'm gonna do? Welcome to stages. Okay. Let's. I'm gonna put it right. Hey. It keeps moving around. Stop moving. Stop moving around. There you go. So you guys can see it. You have been invited to speak. Accept. Okay, got it. Okay. Hi there, Dark. Oh. Why are you muted? Moderator. Is that okay if you guys listen in? Oh, there he is. Okay, for viewers to listen in. Okay. Where is that again? This one. How do I invite him? Show chat, speakers. Oh, there, invite. Noisy. And it's Fox is not showing up though in my invites. Search for friends. Clever. This channel is private. It's not showing up. Can you connect the? How do we do it? Leave this. Blah blah blah. What should I send the Fox so that he knows that this there's this just to invite because he's not showing up here. Only Noisy and this is Falela, I think. Hello, robot. Hi there. Oh, there's Fox. Hey, Fox, join in. Yes, I'm just. But I'm just like streaming, just a little bit. Is that okay? I'm like the one asking permission from my daughter. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to join in. Holy crap.
Oh, finally. How are you doing, bud?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Welcome to the first unofficial podcast where I'm going to argue with you.
Is that what you want to do? Like, I kind of figured that out from yesterday when Bess sent me that photo. See, like we were talking like, oh yeah, he has a Discord. He's just giving Fox a run around, you know. And I'm gonna keep quiet after that. I can hear you twice. Hey, hi there, hey, noise and blah. Okay, being so sure now I have to pick one, Fox or V. You don't have to pick one. Like you can watch over at Fox and you can watch anytime on my channel.
Let V get the viewers. Go to V's channel. Go watch it on V's channel.
It's fine. I actually programmed my live stream when it ends before you to direct everybody to raid you. And I'm sorry about the dogs. Yeah.
What dogs?
You don't hear the dogs? There's some dogs barking outside. Neighbors' dogs there.
Nope, don't hear it.
That's good. That's good then.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So what's going on?
I need to argue with you.
Oh no, you're scaring me. You're gonna argue with me? What have I done? Hey there, Vague.
Canadian maple syrup sucks.
Oh, come on. I don't mind that at all. I think we Canadians, we're so used to being underrated compared to Americans. Basically, like, we know that most Americans think that Canada is like a 51st state or something. So it's okay if you say, like, Maple Leaf sucks. Only Deadpool gets offended by that. Hey there, Fami. Yeah. So what's going on? Like, are we gonna talk about Rinascita or are we gonna talk about Camellya?
What do you want to talk about? We can talk about anything.
Well, why don't we talk about Camellya for a start? Now, actually, like I was watching a certain content creators' content that they posted some time ago, like just a couple of days ago, And I really thought he was kind of like throwing shade at your comments about how Camellya is so easy, right? And I actually commented as well in their video. I posted a comment there, respectfully. I think that Camellya is actually quite easy to use. It's not as easy as Gian, but my 10-year-old daughter can actually use Camellya, can actually play her. So what do you think about that?
Well, the thing is, I don't care about the shade being thrown, but my entire point, and I think like me and Arthur, we had this out in a sense, but I'm gonna put it like this: I think we got it cleared out.
Yes,
Is
yes.
that my entire thing about it is that when it comes to the kit, and that is what not damage numbers. When it comes to the kit of Camellya,
Mm-mm.
the kit is easy.
Mm-mm.
Like comparably, like someone like okay, like my argument here is that a character like GN in general, right? A character like him, you need to understand basically your timing. You need to understand your cancels. Like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
typical player who's going to play GN, you're only going to unlock about, let's say, anywhere between 30 to 50% of what the character, like Arthur, I think would say 50% of the true potential of the character when you're first starting out.
Uh-huh.
If you start learning more about the character, you start learning how to incorporate more into the character, not in terms of just like, other buffing behind it or anything. But in general, you're just sitting there and you're learning this character, understanding it. Then GN, becomes a lot harder to play in regards to anything. He becomes a lot harder to play, but you get a reward for the damage because you learn how hard. It's just like I
Yes.
say before, like using fighting games. Some characters are just easier to play. Now,
Uh-huh. Yeah,
when
yeah.
it comes to someone like Camellya, I don't see. I see like the initial player playing the character, and like 90% of the kit they already figured it out within the first hour.
I think so too. To be honest with you, like my 10-year-old daughter, she never had a hard time with Camellya. She enjoyed playing Camellya, in fact, and she's like 10 years old. It's not as complicated. My point is it's not really as complicated as what people make it appear to be, unless if you are a meta slave. And with your comments about Gian, I think because Arthur is right here actually. Hi there, Arthur. And who else is here? Fami, Wings of Shu. Anyway, Arthur said he is not as easy. Gian is not that easy, bro. I think he was replying to my comment earlier that the Gian is much easier compared to Camellya. But even you said it, like Gian is not as that easy. It's complex, but you get rewarded, especially when you do your parries. I mean that provides, I believe, a huge damage multiplier boost as well when you deal damage after parrying your enemies, and that's where Gian actually excels. He's the best one at that.
Because I've had this conversation before Camellya came out, where like we had talked about GN and when I talk about like the song and everything that I made with GN being like the honky tonk brain dead master, it was the idea is that a lot of players will assume that you will go ahead and you play GN. There's no thought, there's no rhyme, there's no reason. You just go straight into ult and you just hold down a button and you're parrying, and
Yeah.
boom, there you go, easy as hell. In that regards. Now, there's things about the character besides that makes the character much more difficult, much more unique in that regards to do, to make him actually worthwhile for play. But the average player, that is the typical idea is they play more TFA, they play shorekeeper, so basically shorekeeper, domain, domain expansion. After you do domain expansion, you want to go into more TFA. After you go to more TFA, then you want to go ahead, pop all his stuff, pop his alt, swap over to GN. I'm talking about an average player now, so before like Arthur gets upset, I'm talking about an average player, not someone who's learned GN.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you go straight to GN, and you pop his alt, frame one, and you just start beating down. You're trying to kill everything before that alt timer's up.
Yeah, yeah.
That is like the most brain dead idea that you can play for GN.
And that is designed. Yeah. Go ahead, Fox.
I'll just say, and what I'm saying is that someone like Camellya, comparable to GN, the argument that I have here is that I don't have to worry about going into an alt phase. I don't have to worry about pretty much, doing much of anything. It is spin
Mm-mm.
to win.
Yes. Yes, exactly.
Like, I know Violet's argument to me was, well, her resident skill where with the damage and everything, that nuke, you can dodge and you can waste it. Well, I can dodge it. I can waste Chang Li's skill as well.
As well,
because
yeah.
if you dodge with any resonant skill, it pretty much every single one. I'm not sure about Jinshi. I never played Jinshi that well to dodge in the middle of it. I'm not sure if that's cancelable, but I know Chang Li's one's cancelable. I know, like, even if you use GN's, his resonant skill and you dodge in the middle of poking out the spear, it's cancelable. But in terms of the gameplay style, you gotta pair. You basically gotta spit. You got GN's alt for free.
Yes. Well, Jinshi.
Now it's.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
No, like with Jinshi, I noticed that if I use Jinshi, because her kit, especially her resonance skill, it's broken into parts, right? So it doesn't really leave a lot of problems there. Her first phase of her resonance skill lasts for like a second. Second phase, same, another second. You just have to wait a little bit. 1 and 2 is okay, and then when you go to your forte circuit, you have to wait like 6 seconds or something. So it's non-cancelable. I've never seen it ever got canceled. Even when an enemy hits you or grabs you, it doesn't get canceled. That's a good thing. But she also has the ability to parry as well, which is amazing for Jinshi. However, Fox, let's just clear things up. Are you and Arthur okay now? Have you spoken? Okay, that's good to hear.
He's in my chat right now. We're like,
Awesome.
He's in your chat, and my chat, like we're talking. And
Nice.
At the same point, it's like Noisy just stated right here that GN's not that easy. GN's Dragon Tech cancels are very easy to screw up. and
Yes,
that you can lose
it's possible.
200k damage if you screw it up.
Screw it up, yes.
Yeah.
So
I could lose 900. I could lose like a 200k, 300k damage if I screw up with Camellya too.
So we can all agree that Gian in the right hands is basically, as Arthur keeps saying, right, unpower creepable. But that is in the right hands with somebody who's, for example, like if you don't have Camellya, you don't have Changli, you don't have Jinshi, and you're just really focused on Gian, and you mastered Gian, you know the timings, you know everything about Gian. Gian can actually be comparable in terms of damage with the top tier, the newer top tier resonators considered meta by the community. Is that correct? Do you agree with that as well? Yes.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I completely agree with that. Like, my point is that, okay, look, I'm not sure anyone knows about fighting. I'm not sure how much about fighting games you know, but like I'm going to use FGC terminology here in a second, and I'm going to try to break it down as much as English as possible. Nago is a character in Guilty Gear Strive that is a very, very difficult character to play at top tier, but he's very easy to play for a casual player too. Okay, he's not as easy as some other characters. You could screw it up. You can go into his vampire state, which eats up your health. It eats up your entire health meter, but you get so much damage out of it. The thing about, like, with Nago, in the right hands, you're dead. Like a professional player, a true competitive player who spends all their time playing this character pretty much can end your life in 3 seconds. Okay? So what I'm saying, what I'm going to put it like this is that, but the average player does not know how to do that.
Yes.
The average player just knows vampire state, big damage, need to do my alt right after big damage burst before I eat up all my health, where they don't realize that the risk and the reward behind it is that the longer you stay in the state, the stronger your attack is. So they get scared. The average player does not put the amount of time, like I'll say like this. Noisy and Arthur, two of the GN players that I know of. The average player is not going to sit there for the next 5 months
Yeah.
and play nothing but GN.
Yeah, yeah.
and know every single aspect of GN.
However,
Okay.
however, there are players, free to play players that they got GN and they're really saving for that special future character. Let's say like they know about Rinascita now, and you remember like Enviosity, for example. It took a while for him to actually spend all of his Primo gems. If you guys remember Envy, I think he's making a comeback. But anyway, Enviosity, I remember like he's purely free to play, and he used to. I think is that Toronto though? Anyways, like he wasn't wishing on any exclusive limited time banner, right? And when he decided to wish, he's mastered whoever that DPS that he was using, and he was using that DPS exclusively for like uh 2 arcs or something before he actually wished on a new character. But so there are those people who could put in the time to wait and be
Oh, yeah.
patient, right? And those people are the ones that like they. For example, like one of the things with Arthur, like he decided not to wish on Camellya, is because he's really mastered Gian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. And I know Noisy wasn't trying to wish on, on Camellya, and he was just trying to build up his pity, and he accidentally got Camellya.
Got Camellya. That happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
He was just trying to build up, his pity on that one, and damn it, I got Camellya. But
Mm-mm,
what
mm-mm.
I'm saying is like in like fighting game terms, is like you have different types of players, and as like my argument was earlier tonight in my own live stream right here, is when someone asked me what is your definition of an average player, and I'm going to ask you this question myself: what is your definition of an average player before I continue on?
Mm-mm. What is it, Fox? I'm sorry. Like I was reading the chats because they're saying that some people are saying like your volume is a little too low. Some are saying it's a little too loud. So I'm trying to fix that if ever. What is that again, Fox? Okay, your question.
Well, my question to you is before I give you my answer would
Hmm.
be, what do you believe is the average Wuthering Waves player? Like in terms of the normal person,
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
like if you consider like you have Noisy, you consider yourself, you
Yeah,
consider
yeah.
other people you watch. Who you think is the average type of person that plays this game?
I think it's gonna be me. I would say I am. I am as casual as any casual player in the game right now. Like like being a content creator, Fox, right? Most of the time
Mm-hmm.
you want to get the latest Resonator because you want to feature them, you want to make content about them. So like me, and since I don't, I'm just recently I've recently just started really streaming more often. So for me, my concentration is to create content about the most recent Resonator. So I haven't really specialized except for Chang Li. That's been the mentality for me, and now I'm using more and more of Camellya. So that's a typical reaction from a casual player. You don't really specialize on one Resonator. You tend to be more spread out. But there are those characters that are more hardcore, wherein they really just focus on a specific characters, and they mastered those characters for a very very long time. I wouldn't say like years, but certainly like a significant amount of time that they basically could defeat any boss, anything in this game using
I
just
think
that
that's a perfect
character.
answer.
Pardon?
I think that's a perfect answer
Thank you so much. What about you?
because
Yeah, go ahead,
my
buddy.
thought pattern behind it, well, my thought pattern behind it is practically about the same. Is that you have, in general, characters that's in, Wuthering Waves that, you know, again, I'll use fighting game terminology here.
Mm-mm.
You play a fighting game, a casual player practically will play almost every single character, because they just want to play different things.
Mm-mm.
They're not specialized in one character, where more competitive players will
Yes,
stick
yes.
with that one character that resonates with
With
them
them, yeah.
throughout the entire throughout the entire fighting game. So they'll know everything. It's just like me
Mm-hmm.
with Guilty Gear. The
Yep.
the character I'm specialized in is Soul Bad Guy. I don't switch off a Soul Bad Guy. I don't care if the matchup is hard. I don't care if the matchup is not in my favor. The only character I play is Soul Bad Guy because I
You
want to
mastered him.
specialize
Yeah,
only into that one character.
yeah. You're more.
Whereas
It means like you're more confident using that particular character rather than using other characters that might deal more damage, but you're not as confident in using them because you don't know all the small nuances about those characters, like every single
exactly.
moves, right? Right. Yeah.
Exactly. Like the idea is that a casual player, in my personal opinion, does not care whether they win or lose. They just care if
Mm-hmm.
they're having fun.
Yes.
A person who specializes cares if they're not getting if they lose. They
Yes.
actually care.
Yes. Exactly.
Because this is the character they mastered. And in terms, the way I could see something like this in Wuthering Waves, and I'll translate this in Wuthering Waves, is
Mm-mm.
that I don't care if I do 200, 300k damage with my alt on GN, for
Mhm.
example.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't care what the damage is on. All I care is I clear content. Someone like Noisy will get upset if he loses
Yeah.
50k damage because he knows that he can get that extra 50k if he does like this
Mm-mm.
special animation cancel. Even though he's winning, he's upset because he screwed something
Yeah.
up in his entire
Exactly.
things.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the meta side, the meta thinking I like to call it, the meta side
Mm-mm.
thinking, because you're more upset because you didn't optimally do something the right way. So you're more upset the fact that you just screwed something up that was to you super easy to do because you've been
Yeah.
hounding and practicing, and then time comes to go face a tactical hologram boss and you screw something up, you reset and you're like, damn it, that's not what's supposed to happen.
Yeah. And that's okay. That's also okay. Different players
No,
have.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's good to have different players like that.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
just that my argument has been that, in terms of the average player,
Mm-mm.
average player likes to see flashy, big
Numbers.
bright numbers.
Yes.
Right? They don't look at the true optimization of everything. They got an idea, how to build a character majority of the time because they watch their favorite content creator. They're following the thing, but that's not what they care about. They care that their character is only doing big flashing numbers. That's it.
Very much. Yeah.
Whereas
Pretty much. Yeah. That's true.
a lot of the players that we talk up to, they care about the big flashy numbers, but they care about the big flashy numbers that the normal person is not producing. They're
Yes.
producing where I'm producing 200k damage, with someone like GN or someone like Camellya or whatever. Whoop-de-doo. They're doing 500k damage because they have something special. They have a special cancel or whatever. They're maximizing
Everything.
effort to it.
Yeah. Like a good example is like me when I started playing Genshin. My first 2 years in Genshin is trying to figure out how to maximize the damage of whoever the characters are back then. Like the first 2 years of Genshin Impact, like Hu Tao, for example. I built my Hu Tao as a burst damage DPS. The reason why I built her like that is because I got convinced at the time by other content creators that I should metaslave myself, right? And there were content creators out there that like what's his name now? Wherein he displays every single phase of damage. For example, like if you equip your Hu Tao with this and the team comps are gonna be like this, the artifacts are gonna be like this, and then what are the damage numbers? And then you add like food buffs, like something like that, right? And I built my Hu Tao in order to deal that much damage. I want to see 300k. But the thing is, as you progress through the game, I realized, oh man, this is so stressful because I have to do it perfectly all the time. I have to be able to time it perfectly. I have to be able to do it perfectly so that Hu Tao will crit and give me the 300,000 damage. And it's causing for me, okay, I'm sure not everybody's gonna relate to this, but for me, given my age and given how busy I am, because I work and then I play the game on weekends and after, when I get home. I realize this is just causing me more stress, right? It's not enjoyable anymore to be, like chasing after that big damage number. And so I switched over to I'm just going to build these characters. I'm just going to play them the way in which I will enjoy them, right? So, but there are people who really want to, perfect their craft, and they don't mind stressing over it. And I think that's the reason why, like for example with noise, because it gives him a lot of gratification that they were able to do it, right? It's a pride thing as well. It makes them proud that they were able to do it. They have damage comparable to those other people that could do it as well. Yeah, go ahead, Fox.
Well, it's just like I'll put it like this. And I think you're probably gonna agree with me on this. Is that I have the highest, most respect for a free-to-play player. To be completely 100% honest, okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
And the reason behind that is that yeah, I'm a whale. I'm not free to play. That's what people like to say.
Yeah.
But like, I'll put it this way: I have seen free-to-play players, single-handedly handle the tower adversity with a summoned zero character.
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
Even in Wuthering Waves. These are the players that they don't spend money.
Yeah.
They're optimizing, they're doing all this, and you know what? Guess what? They are honestly the most craziest son of a bitches that I've ever met
I
in my
know.
life.
Yeah. Crazy mad
Like,
skills.
okay,
Yeah.
okay, they have skills behind, but the thing about it is that like this is an argument I had with someone that was on my Discord before that stirred up some crap before all the other stuff happened,
Mm.
and actually kind of is another cause for all this. That I made the statement in Wuthering Waves that and I think that you even probably agree with this to a certain degree, is that I want more out of the ecosystem than building a character based on crit rate and crit damage, because
Yeah.
basically that's what every DPS is built on. It's just
Mm-hmm.
crit rate, crit damage. There you go. Whoop-de-doo, you're done. There's no other rhyme or reason to build anything else.
Very true.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
this is where I think in terms of engagement, in terms of easiness and everything else,
Mm-mm.
that's another reason why Wuthering Waves is the way it is when it comes to building. Is also the builds and the characters.
Yes. Well, you have attack. I mean, you could stack attack on your character if you prefer. If you don't have good crit numbers, however, it's still very limiting because when you could, and I hate comparing Wuthering Waves to Genshin, but everybody knows that before Wuthering Waves, I used to play a lot of Genshin. In fact, I used to create a lot of contents about Genshin Impact. But for example, and Genshin has elemental mastery, right? And that and you could build your character without crit by relying solely on elemental reactions. And so you stack up EM. It's some people who play Suta, for example, they don't have the best in slot weapon, they don't have the best crit numbers, but they use EM weapons and they give her EM sands. And that makes her equally effective. Maybe not as effective as a crit damage Hu Tao, but it is comparable. It's scaling up there. In Wuthering Waves, we don't have that because with Wuthering Waves, the design is all about upfront damage. You know what I mean? Right? It's all about upfront damage. There are no background damage, which is a result, for example, like in Genshin Impact, a result of elemental reactions. So that's how that's kind of limiting for some people because there's not a lot of options. Like me, for example, my Raiden Shogun, she used to be crit. Now, you know what I did? Because she's great in Hyper Bloom, I gave her Elemental Mastery. She's got like 900 at EM. I that's what I did with my Raiden Shogun, for example. It allows some flexibility in your builds. With Wuthering Waves, we don't have that right now. Hopefully, in the future, we will see something. I'm not sure if it's gonna involve elemental reactions, but I'm hoping that in the future, with Dreamlink already established, maybe they could make something that we could use in the overworld so that it will make the game really fresh, especially for new players who are looking for additional sources of damage. What do you think, Fox?
I think that's fine. I mean, right now I'm at the point where they could do whatever. Right now, I mean, I'll be completely fine. I mean, they can add element. That sounds great. I mean, elemental damage base is like that could work. I mean, I'm just saying that you know
Mm,
my thing about Wuthering Waves. Okay,
mm,
in terms of what it was and what it is now. Okay, and I'm gonna say it like this. I've been playing this game since day one.
mm,
Okay, and I made this statement, I made this statement a couple of times, and I don't think people understand this, but when you start playing Wuthering Waves is a very challenging game. It is absolutely, I think the most hardest game was one of the most hardest games I played in the beginning.
yes.
It's the end game that I think is the actual problem. I don't think it's like like I think builds are a problem to a certain degree. Don't get me wrong. I think
Yeah, yeah.
builds are a certain problem. But I think the end game is absolutely the biggest problem in this game. Is because when you get to your maximum UL level and you get your characters at level 90,
Mm,
this channel that I've built, on my side, has been built on the entire premise of being as lazy as I possibly can be.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like, I don't care about optimization. I don't care if I got, 70% crit rate. I don't care if I have 200% crit damage. I just care, can I complete the content?
Yes.
That's it. And every single test I have ever done and every single character I've ever done, yes, I could complete it with the most crappiest echoes known to man. I don't have to be optimal. There's only certain things that I just need to do, and it's done, content's over. And that's where I honestly think that the biggest issue is going to be in this game, is because builds aside, the builds when it comes to echoes don't actually matter, in my personal opinion. They don't matter. And before someone comes at me or whatever, the reason why I wanted to test this theory was because my Camellya was a summon 0 with a rank 1 weapon. I did Tower Versity with hardly any issues, had only a 30% 30 to 40% crit rate.
Yeah.
With 120% crit damage. Completed it. Went to tactical hologram bosses. Completed it. To prove a point to a certain person in my Discord who said you needed to have, in order to complete content, you need to have a 70% crit rate or higher with 200% crit damage on your DPS. And even then, you still would want to get additional summons to, to be able to complete content with no problems. It's like, I don't believe that.
I see. Yeah. For certain people, go ahead.
No,
Yeah.
you go.
No, you go ahead.
I'm just saying, I don't think that Wuthering Waves is a complicated game as Pertel that we have looked at it as. And I think characters like with Camellya's coming here has proven a simple fact that take away damage numbers. That's all I'm saying, is you take away a damage number. Camellya is not complex. Camellya is very easy to play. Camellya in an average player's hands is going to see flashy big numbers. They're going to see a whole different style of gameplay that basically makes it easier to play Wuthering Waves because of their mechanics.
In fact, when you mention it that way, it appears to me that maybe Gion is much more difficult to play compared to Camellya, because with Gion, you need to be perfect in everything, because he doesn't have the same multipliers as Camellya, right?
Exactly.
Right.
That's why, like, when Noisy got upset with me earlier, back in the other live streams when I was, saying that there's a massive power creep, between Camellya and GN, I'm not talking about a massive power creep in damage.
Yeah.
I'm talking about if I view this from basically my 6-year-old playing Wuthering Waves, my 6-year-old's gonna have a better time playing Wuthering Waves and do basically better with Camellya than doing it with GN,
Mm-mm.
which now makes GN, no longer a mindless, brainless monkey
Yes.
that you just go to all. The new mindless, brainless monkey is going to be Camellya
Camellya.
until
Yeah.
someone else comes in that
Power creeps her.
basically beats her out.
Yep. Yeah. Very true. I mean,
That's what my thought pattern has always been on this.
no, I
That's
think
why-
it's also it's a good thought pattern in my opinion, because even I like it, for example, like the other day I was watching some of Arthur's videos on his channel, and I'm thinking like, yeah, you know what, when you think about it, if you really want to get challenged at this point with so many characters already, power creeping, go back to Gian, go back to him, and just get challenged, because his kit is not as, when you think about it, his kit is not as is strong in terms of multipliers when you compare them to Jinshi, to Camellya, and even to Chang Li, like even with the Shang Liao. So you will
Okay,
really you will really get challenged with the Jian. And yes, Camellya is definitely the new Unga Bunga queen, and I think it was intentional as well.
Let me
Yeah,
put
go ahead.
fighting game terms back at you, okay?
Yeah.
So Soul Bad Guy, when Vanilla's Guilty Gear Strife came in, he was Unga Bunga master. Basically, his bread and butter combo was a 6-hit combo that did pretty much half your life. Okay? His command throw did pretty much 1/3 your life.
Yeah.
Now, we're in season 4 of Guilty Gear Strive. They have pretty much introduced new characters. The newest character they introduced is Queen Dizzy. Queen Dizzy.
That's my wife.
does-
Go ahead.
Queen Dizzy does 3 hits and does half your life.
Yeah. So everybody jumps to Queen Dizzy.
Because it's easier to play.
Mhm,
You don't
yeah.
have to jump. You don't have to do any of this. You're basically tapping, punch. Slash and heavy slash twice, and then you pop your alt. And walla bing, walla boom. You're now the easiest character that's doing the most damage.
Yeah.
Now, guess what? The character back in Vanilla, which was Soul Bad Guy, that was the easiest character to play, now has to face against this. Guess what? Now your character becomes low tier and becomes a much stronger, developed mindset that your gameplay is not as easy as it used to be. That is where like the idea of GN is coming in play, is that GN back in 1.0 and what GN is today, because of how all the new characters
Characters that
introduced,
came in. Yeah.
the people who specialize in GN since this entire time period understand, GN no longer is Unga Bunga.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody looked at GN as Unga Bunga. Camellya took that place. Camellya now, all I gotta do is go into red head form, spin to win. I get GN spin to win alt. Pretty much. I get a huge AoE. I got all this. Yeah,
Excuse me.
I'm a glass cannon. I have limited mobility with Camellya, but it doesn't hurt Camellya as much as thing. GN, now you gotta think of it. GN, it used to be Unga Bunga because you go into alt, you go do spin to win, you do all this. Now it's not as easy because the new characters coming in is making it. They're doing easier stuff.
Yeah. Very true.
I'm not sure how to best explain this without pissing anybody off in a sense.
I think the best way, to explain is like this. When Jian came out, he was Unga Bunga. Everybody, saw him. He's the only 5-star limited banner. Everybody wants him because he's the guy that deals the most damage at the time. But now that Camellya is here, Camellya made it accessible for casual players.
That's the word.
The
That's
damage.
The exact wording.
Yeah. And that's where
Accessibility.
Gian becomes really special, because now, in order for you to get more damage and get more challenge in this game, you have to use Gian, perfect him learn the parry system of Gian and get the most damage out of him because they made it so accessible for casual players, especially for Camellya now, right? They made it so accessible for casuals. And this game is built like what you said before. This game is built for casuals because when you already have that loyal fan base, what you want to do is expand, right? Like me, for example, it's not like I'm gonna quit Wuthering Waves tomorrow. I've already invested a lot of time and effort in the game. I doubt that despite what's gonna happen in Rinascita, I don't think that you would just suddenly, leave Wuthering Waves, you know.
Oh no.
So what's gonna happen now here is they need to expand outside and they want to make casual Camellya as casual friendly as yeah, go ahead, darling. As casual friendly as they could so that they could appeal to the new players that are transitioning over or just starting their accounts, players who are returning to the game, players who are really new, heard about the Wuthering Waves, wants a new challenge. So here they are now. And Camellya is a great starting point for these guys, especially right now when they are really putting in a lot of effort now in marketing. You know that they are putting in a lot of money now in marketing. Wuthering Waves is just really pushing the
I think
marketing
you
hype
said it.
train.
I think you said it the best right there with accessibility. Is exactly what you're saying. Is that when a new player is going to come into, let's say they come into Wuthering Waves, and
Mm.
they got Camellya,
Yeah, yeah.
compared to what we've played with 1.0.
Mm-mm.
Okay, Camellya is more accessible
Yes.
than pretty much the rest of all the other DPSs.
Mm-hmm.
That is going to give them, in my personal opinion, a better experience.
Very
That
true.
might actually keep them stuck here because who knows, maybe they, when they first started Wuthering Waves, the first character they experienced, the first DPS they experienced was Calchero,
Yeah.
and then they realized this is doo-doo.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't like this. I don't want to put skill in my game. I just want to play the game.
Very
And I
true.
want to complete the content. So that's the reason why, like, you'll always have this fight, in my personal opinion, and I'm seeing it now in even like this, is you're gonna have the fight against hardcore players versus
Mhm.
or competitive players versus casual.
The casuals. And like this
And
game, yeah, go ahead,
casual
continue on.
sells.
Yeah. Go ahead, the Fox.
No, I mean casual sells. Like, look
Yep.
at every single fighting game that has come out in the last 2 years, even Street Fighter 6. There is no more fighting game that is honestly hard anymore. Like, in terms of the way you play the characters, in
Mhm.
terms you play mechanically. Games have, in general, now incorporated, even soul-like games have now incorporated more of a casual fan base because they
Yep.
realize if they want to sell this game and they want more players, they have to make this easier for the players while trying to, and no one, in my personal opinion, has figured out how to do this,
Mhm.
which is make it easy accessibility wise,
Yeah.
but make it hard to master.
Very true. You need, as a developer, you want new players to have a soft landing spot into your game so that they won't leave right away. And at the end of the day, it's still a business. It still is. They may be generous, but they still want more people to play the game because that's going to be their lifeline.
Yeah, exactly. That's where, like, the reason why I even retired from the FGC, in the sense of stop playing fighting games, and I still watch trailers and such, and get excited sometimes, but I don't play them, is
Mhm.
because I played Guilty Gear Xrd. I played Street Fighter 5. I played Street Fighter 4. I played original fighting games that legitimately, in order to do half health damage, you have a bread and butter combo. You have more than 20 something inputs that you have to do, and you have to meticulously do it correctly. Otherwise, if you don't delay this correctly, you don't take into account, female type characters, male type characters, because their type of body style, lightweight, midweight, and heavyweight, all matters in the delay. If you don't take this into account, then you screw up your entire combo. what did they do in Strive? They realized that, oh crap, we only got 20 some thousand people playing Guilty Gear XR. We're going to make the game as easy as possible. They took out the gathering system, they
Yeah.
changed it. Once they changed the gathering system, they changed it and everything else. Guess what? All of a sudden, this is the first time a Guilty Gear game has sold over, because they only thought about the casual market, is the first time that the anime game sold over 1 million copies.
Very true. Let me address this.
This
go
game
ahead.
still has 1 million players playing it daily.
Let me just address this comment from Violet, because he mentioned he said, I think V is misinterpreting Metaslave for tryhard. Like, to him, tryhards who optimize everything are also metaslaves and not trying to help the community in any way. No, no, not really. Like, if you're a metaslave, you are okay. A metaslave is a player that actually follows a certain patterns of gameplay. That's what I'm saying. So, for example, when I used the example with Hu Tao earlier, before I actually do my burst, okay, I have to specifically follow a certain rotation of the team itself. I have to go to let's say Kazuha, for example, first, and then I have to go to another character, Shincho, and then I have to go into Bennett, and then I have to do it again. You know, like, there's a certain pattern to it, because the expectation is when you do that pattern, you get all these specific buffs, and then now you can deal that huge damage that you've been waiting for. That is exactly a meta slave, and not everybody is actually like that. Especially with Wuthering Waves, it's so difficult to be a meta slave. However, in Wuthering Waves, it's all about skills. That's where the meta slaving happens in Wuthering Waves. So you really have to time everything. You have to time properly your parries. You have to know exactly what the enemy is about to do when you actually see it. Like, that slight movement, you know, when a specific attack is going to arrive. And I think that's what the meta slaving is in Wuthering Waves, because we don't have any elemental reactions. We don't have any other sources of damage except for upfront damage that, you know, like that we can easily deal. So just saying that to Violet. Otherwise, people may think, oh, there's something, you know, like we're against meta slaving. No, I'm not against. I've done it. It's just that for me at this point in my life, I guess I don't want to deal with that anymore. And
If
that's
someone wants a meta slave, let them meta slave. They want to. If there's a person out there that wants to be the most optimal player there is,
there is, yeah,
do
yeah,
so.
yeah.
But my issue with, you know, with Wuthering Waves in general is, and I don't know if anyone's noticing this, but you know, compared to the beginning and compared to the end, there's no reason to meta slave. There's no reason to be so optimal. There's no content in the game that requires you to be that way.
I would disagree though, Fox. I think
Okay.
right now there's a learning curve in the game where it becomes very, very comfortable for people already to play the game. Sorry. But I think we should still encourage people who really want to meta slave, to really want to perfect every nuances of specific characters, especially when it gives them a certain level of gratification. And those people who has become like really experts in, like, for example, like Arthur or newbie, newbie. I'm sorry, newbie,
Noisy.
noisy. Sorry, noisy. I, I was thinking about newbie, another player that we used to play with in Fall Guys. All of a sudden, but anyways, I think they should be encouraged if that gives them gratification, if that makes them happy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's support these guys.
What I'm
However,
saying is,
oh yeah, go ahead.
No, but what I'm saying is that I completely agree with that. But the point I'm saying though is just to make sure we're clear on this
Okay.
is that I don't want a brand new player to be coming in and thinking that they have to do it this way. That's why I'm saying like the idea like you have to be optimal, you have to be meta, you have to be all this. The entire point of like I said, like my channel is to be the laziest person there is in life in this case scenario. I don't have time. I have time, but I just don't care
Have
to
that
do any
time.
of this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
don't care to do any of this. Is not for the fact that I can't do it or I don't want to do it. It's
Yeah.
well, I don't want to do it. It's just to show that you don't have to do it. Like I still say, like Noisy and Author, they have legitimately, the respect of being GN players. They know that character in and out. But what I'm saying is that the game has no real bearing for a new player to feel,
You have
disjointed
it.
here.
Yeah. You have to do it. Yeah.
To be like, oh man, I gotta be like Noisy. I gotta have my GN at all of this. I gotta do all this. No, man, my GN's got a 40% crit rate with 150% crit damage, and I still complete the tower adversity. You don't have to worry about that. If you don't want to be that person, you don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Yeah. True. I mean,
that's
my
point with Wuthering Waves.
and I think as a developer, that is also their stand when it comes to like, especially for new players that are coming in. You don't want to make it appear that the game is as intimidating as other people's have portrayed the game to be. One good example is a coworker that I used to work with in my current job. He left a couple of weeks ago. But anyway, I was trying to convince him, why don't you give it a try? And he was so intimidated because another person at the office told him, Wuthering Waves, you have to learn how to parry, you have to learn how to dodge, there are no shielders, blah, 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 blah. It's not, basically what he's saying is, the Wuthering Waves doesn't have a soft landing spot for new players of the game, for the casuals. And he never tried. He never did. Simply because he's afraid, he's intimidated right away. So that's what, as a developer, that's what you want to show. That this game, you don't have to be, you don't have to do what Arthur or what Newbie does, or what even Violet does. You could play this game as casually as you like. That's what they want to show in there. Or that's a message, basically, that they want. Yeah, go ahead.
No. All I was just saying is that this is where I also think that someone like Noisy gets upset with at the same point in time too, is because there's nothing. This is the problem now the developer has. Now, someone who is specialized like Noisy, in their GN, knowing all this other stuff, doing all this great stuff with GN to get all this type of damage, knows his team, everything. There's nothing now to actually test against it.
Yes.
There's no brick wall that he has to overcome.
Yeah. It works both ways.
Exactly. That's
true.
The other side of the coin on that one, the argument on that. And that's where my problem is that, in Wuthering Waves, don't get me wrong. Like, look, I want to be understood. I don't want to be taken out of context here and be like, oh, I'm trashing on Wuthering Waves here. I'm not trying to trash on it. I'm just stating what I love the game. I want to state that my opinion behind it is, when it comes to Wuthering Waves, there is no content in this game that forces the casual player or the try-hard player to have to do the things that, that quote-unquote, how can I put this, require you to optimize your echoes. Requires you to actually understand your team rotation, requires you to do all this.
Yep.
When you get to a certain point of Wuthering Waves, I'm sorry to say, but my personal feeling is that you could put crappy echoes on a character, and as long as it's level 25 on the character, you could just go straight into Wuthering Waves into that content that you're trying to do, you're probably not going to complete it as fast as, like, let me put it like this: I'm not going to complete the content as fast as Noisy Boys
Yeah.
GN or Authors GN, but I'm not going to struggle either.
Yes. And that's because it's, you know, they don't want casuals and new players to basically get intimidated into trying out the game. Because once you portray the game as really difficult right away, I think a lot of people will hesitate into even trying it, and then like not realizing that it's actually easy enough that
See.
even though you don't have Shongli, for example, which is the greatest shielder in gacha history, by the way, even if you don't have him, you can still thrive in Wuthering Waves.
Let's see. I got a couple of comments here. Let's see real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I cannot understand these types of whales. Like, bro, which boss are you going to test your summon 6 R5 characters without killing the boss in 1 or 2 hits? And you see, this is where I completely understand that, and I want V's opinion on this one too. You know the tactical hologram bosses.
Yeah, I don't even dare.
I came up with a suggestion on this.
Yeah.
And the suggestion I came up with is that this is what a lot of people use to test, the thing and everything else. I think they should put a new difficulty on it.
Yeah.
It's a weekly reset. But take from Elusive Death Realms the handicap situation off of it to where you give the hologram boss, an additional 50% more attack damage.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
give it a additional shield. You could do it to where you even reduce your character's health by 100 HP. So that way, for the whales that want to test their limits,
Yep.
this is a weekly reset that both casual and whales can use. That the idea is you come here to difficulty 7, and the rewards are going to be based upon what you change it to.
But the thing is, we all know they won't do it. It's a good suggestion, good idea, but I don't think they'll ever do it.
Because the problem here is that you're going to have that one casual person, or to the, in a sense, the vocal minority that's going to come in is be like, well, if I can't complete it with my casual character setup, then it shouldn't be in the game.
Yeah.
I've heard this 100 times. But the thing is that, we're going to say like Overdrive, because there's another one from, I think it was Evac right here, that was saying that, he thinks that the Overdrive tower was that test too for, for the whales. I mean, I'm not going to lie here. I think it was
possible.
Good, but I think Noisy Me had the same, when we first did it, I think we had the same opinion. I'm not sure if his opinion changed, but mine hasn't, is that it was just fighting bullet sponges. It's just the enemy itself has got more damage. It's just a damage check. You just need to have more damage on your characters at the end of the day.
But that's what Tower of Adversity is. It's a DPS check. It's a damage check. That's what it is. If you have an S6, for example, S6 Camellya, that content is going to be cleared so easily. Because it is a damage check.
Yeah.
But with regards to your...
what...
go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
I'll just put it like this. I don't know what Kuro can do to Wuthering Waves. I really don't know. That would appeal to both sides.
Really simple, I think.
But
go ahead.
I'm just gonna say it like this. I mean, I don't know what they could do on both sides, but for me, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm not going to deny certain facts of what I believe in this regards. Like, I think Wuthering Waves, when you first start out in Wuthering Waves, is a very challenging experience. And I think by the time you get to end game, I'm pretty sure it's the same thing like it is in Genshin. When you get to end game, there is nothing there to test you completely. It's nothing to really test your fully leveled up characters, everything else, and you just have to deal with it.
Actually, you had a good suggestion there earlier. However, I don't feel that they're going to do it, because once they do that, people will discover the secret behind the the whole game. I think what we need here is a separate world setting where that is designed for the whales. That's what I think. You know how we can change the settings for the level of the enemies that we're gonna be facing. You know, like on each one, like you can select to go
Oh yeah, I thought
down a
about this
level,
too.
right?
Yeah, I know exactly. Like you can change it
Oh,
back
I'm
down.
sorry
Like
about
once
that.
you go to soul level 3, you can go back down to soul level 2. You can go back
Yeah,
down to soul
yeah.
level 1. I suggested that there should have been a soul level 4 that after you hit level 80, UL level 80, because it's
Mm.
your max, they should give you the ability to go into something called nightmare mode, where
Yeah, yeah.
every enemy is considered, a 100 level 20 red outline boss.
Boss, yeah. And that's where you can now test your uh S6 Resonator. If all of your enemies are level 120 and up, right? That's when you can actually test it and you can actually see how it reacts to different types of enemies in the game. I think they should introduce that maybe not immediately, but down the road there should be an option for players, especially for whales, to be able to go into that nightmare mode and just experience the game in a really really higher difficulty compared to all the casuals. Because you want to accommodate the casuals, at the same time you want to accommodate the hardcore players, the ones that have put in so much money into this game. Otherwise, you will run the risk of what do you call this? Alienating people who has been investing money, and the lifeblood of this game are the whales. It's not us casuals. Like yeah, yeah, okay, thank you so much. You put in like $4 or $5 and whatnot, but it's those people that are investing like $2,000, for example, every new
And
patch.
you're gonna have some people too, though, that's gonna argue against this for another purpose.
Mm-mm.
Is that because I kind of had this conversation already back months ago about this, about doing like the nightmare mode thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was told that you couldn't do this because if the casual player cannot complete it and it's only for the whales, then that's not fair.
No, like you can, if you're casual, you can try it out. If it's not, and then you'll discover there that if it's not for you, then go back to the regular mode. Not the reason. There's a
Because
reason
what you
why
also
it's
gotta
called
remember,
Nightmare. Go ahead, buddy.
well,
Go
and
ahead.
you also got to realize, because here's the thing, what they were arguing about is that it will be like, because I was stating that if you do something like this, that even for the whales, there should be additional rewards that is particularly only for this,
For this, yeah. Or
because it's the incentive. It's also the incentive for a player, because my idea is that a free to play player will eventually get there. In that regards, they will still get there because rerun bans are going to happen. They're going to save their asteroids. They're going to spin on the characters they want to spin. Eventually, even a free to play player should be able to get into this nightmare mode. Should be able to do it.
hell mode. Being some you said hell mode.
Hell mode, whatever you
Yeah,
want to call
or
it. Dante
nightmare,
must
yeah.
die mode. Okay.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is the idea. That even the free to play players will eventually get there one of those days. My thing is that you also don't. I'll put it like this, because here comes the next thing. If I'm a whale, you give me this nightmare mode, but I don't get anything additional out of it.
Yeah.
Then what's the actual point? Just to go there like one time, test things, and then I go back to the normal world because I don't want to struggle anymore? It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like,
Don't tell
that's where I
me.
think.
Okay. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll just say that's where you still need to have a reward system that is, in my personal opinion, not just based on what the event gives you. And I think that this is another thing that would be, I wish would happen, but won't happen, because again, this is where people get upset in, is that there should be a reward system that's based on skill. And like take Death's Elusive Realm. What was not to say we can't have a nightmare mode that I can change the drop rate of all of my stuff to where tuners now, or instead of getting 20 tuners when I do a tacit field, my tuners are going to be 80 per tacit field because I have made it to where every single enemy is a level 150 with an extended shield on top of it, and they're invulnerable to and they're completely invulnerable to any kind of staggering.
Good point.
Now my rewards are not based no longer on what the game is providing me, what the events providing me. The rewards are now based on my skill level. Can I do this?
Yeah, yeah.
Basically, it's like, oh, you want to go to hell? Hey, and it's like Kurogane's basically doing a bet with you. If you do this, guess what? You get 80 tuners now for every single tacit field instead of 20.
And then you have the casuals complaining, how come like the whales are getting a lot more than us casuals?
And that's the problem.
And it's a delicate balance. They if ever they did, I still feel that we need to have a mode that whales can actually appreciate, and at the same time will be fair enough for casuals that it doesn't feel like just because we're casuals we're getting less, right? It's up to Kuro Games to make that final call, or adjust the reward system in case they introduce something like that. But I do feel that we need something like that just to make the game extra challenging, especially for a particular group of people, without making them feel alienated. Because this game is gonna become easy eventually. Like for everyone, everybody's gonna find this easy. Right now we're struggling, okay, you know. But give this another year, this game is gonna become easier.
Oh yeah.
It is. You'll discover things. Everybody's gonna be discovering new team compositions or something about specific skills that they realize. Yeah. Go ahead.
Was it Fami or Foul that was in my chat just a little while ago that basically put it out exactly like it was for them? The first 3 months of playing Wuthering Waves, I believe or Genshin actually, was hard as shit.
Yep.
It was hard, right?
Yep.
And after that, it's like there's no longer a challenge. I mean, I'll say the same thing about Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves, the first 3 months, I played it. When you're building up your UL level, you're building up.
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's challenging. I remember facing, Tippus Memphis before he got nerfed, the tactical hologram boss. I remember facing him with my GN and everything at a level like 40 when he was, a level 60 on the difficulty scale. I remember that. I remember the challenge behind it. I remember not doing no damage and loving it. And then I got to level 90, and lo and behold, I even make the mistakes to where I don't even put my signature weapon on my characters. I give GN's weapon to Calchero or something else, and I go do, oh crap, TOA's up. I go do TOA, and I'm just like, man, I'm not doing so much damage, but I still get three emblems. And then I realized, because Vez reminds me, you didn't switch your weapon back.
You're getting old.
And I'm like,
you forgot.
But I still got 3 emblems
with
a 3-star weapon.
Yeah.
That's only level 20.
But that's the thing, like there will come a point when the learning curve, really goes up. Right now, it's a flat or upwards, slowly going upwards, right? And then all of a sudden you'll hit that point wherein it's just really peaking in terms of skill level. So they need to come up with a system, and if possible they could come up with one really fast, because I have a feeling that by the time we reach Rinascita, even like the casuals will find this game extremely easy at that point. Now, that's okay, I guess. If people want to stay casual, that's fine. They will be able to easily finish most of the content, including Tower of Fantasy. And you just want to say Chukioru, they actually have the overdrive now, which is another much harder floor in the Tower of Adversity. But yeah, like basically what's gonna happen is people will find this game rather very easy. Casuals who want to stay casual will find it will be very happy with that. However, you have like the hardcore players, the ones who went to play this game because they really want a challenge, alienated now. And a lot of them are gonna be wailing. A lot of these guys are whales. That's the reason. You know, like a lot of them have the money. They're the lifeblood. You have to accommodate those before they start thinking, ah, man, like this has become very easy. And especially now that we're getting to Rinascita, and we should talk about this. The possibility that the Rinascita is an absolute change of tone for the game, right? And before we talk further, let me just point out something here from Violet. Why not make a raid mode where the whale is the raid leader, and there you go, massive payout for everybody. What do you think about that one, Fox? That I think he makes a nice suggestion there that
They
is
do
worth
that
talking
in
about.
They do that in Devil May Cry Peak of Combat, which legitimately is the reason why that game has not gone to end of service just yet, and the reason why people still play it
Mm,
is because they have a boss raid, which is three
yes.
bosses that you fight one after the other that are absolutely. Let's put it this way: each one of those bosses has got like got like maybe like in the beginning like 7 million health.
Whoa. Okay.
It's got
That's a
100
lot.
bars, and you just got to go through it, and you have a time limit of 15 minutes to kill all three bosses in.
Wow.
And doing it as a team, like regular people, you know, regular players, free to play players,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
can do SOS version of it pretty easy. But when they get to the next level of it, typically they can't do it unless they have a whale on their side.
On their side. Yeah.
That they have to have someone who is EX at that time. One person at least EX. When they get to the next mode, they have to have at least 2 EX players. And then when you get to mode 4, which they just added, you need to have again at least 3 EX players where one person can follow in. And everybody gets the rewards. It is beautiful, and it is a challenge, and it gives exactly what those whales wanted, which is gratification.
Yeah.
Because not only at that point in time did they accomplish killing everything pretty much for the free-to-play player and carrying the free-to-play players
Yeah, yeah.
through, but they also got the gratification from the players being like, wow, your Virgil is amazing. And you could tell them, yeah, I spent $1,000
On it. Yeah, yeah. And here's the thing too, Fox. It that's not the only benefit of it. When you think about this, it actually benefits Kuru games themselves. You know why? It now encourages casuals to also
That's
put more
why.
money into the game now, because
Right,
they're,
this is
they're
why I was excited. I was
yeah.
so excited when the co-op event was there. But the problem is that the co-op event, again, I'm bringing Pika Combat back into this, and I know people don't want to hear this, but Pika Combat would give an additional reward
Mm,
that the casual players pretty much never got. The free-to-play players never got.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And people would get upset with this conversation. The additional reward is that if you take a look at the data set tokens that you get where you can go redeem them,
Yeah.
basically the whales would go on purpose to go help the free-to-play players over and over and over again to grind out
for
these
those.
exchange
Yeah.
tokens.
Yeah.
So that way, in 6 months from now, they can pull for a guaranteed character. They can pull for a guaranteed hell weapon. They can pull for something guaranteed. That requires, like 60,000 exchange tokens.
Yeah.
So they got their initial, daily rewards. They could do it every day up to 3 times. And then the 4th, the 5th, and the 6th time was exchange tokens.
Wow.
Like the game says, you don't get no rewards except exchange tokens.
Yeah,
That's all you're gonna get.
So
And
basically,
it was the incentive. It was
Yeah, go
incentive
ahead.
for us to keep playing that co-op mode with the free-to-play players. Whereas in the co-op mode that they introduced in Wuthering Waves originally here, the one where you went in with the 6 easy bosses and the 6 hard bosses, we got our rewards, but there was no reason to go back and play it again.
And the problem,
So people at
yeah,
the end, of the entire event that could not complete the frontal rider, that could not complete the Fragarian monkey and such, they couldn't do this part was because the whales pretty much got all the rewards. There's no incentive for them to come back, so they dropped it. And for the last couple of days, I went in to go help level 40 people complete a level 90 boss.
just a minute here. I'm just changing the title of my live stream now to
Okay.
podcast Chillstream, just to let people know that there is a podcast actually happening. Maybe they're interested about this.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you should also do the same thing with yours. Although I'm not sure if you already changed it, just to let people know that yeah, change it right away. Also, like another thing
Okay.
that I want to point out with that though is you are going to increase the gap between the casuals and the whales at that point if ever they introduce something like that into the game, and with the
Yes,
reward
100%.
system that they're going to be using.
Hey, you see, this is where Nebula Joy became quote unquote called the scummiest company ever because
Ever,
they
yeah.
never cater to the free to play player. They only cater to the monetized player.
Yeah, and that will alienate all the casuals. When the truth is, like you still need the casuals because once the casuals realize, right, that how that whales really deal that much damage, there will be casuals out there who has money who wants to experience that as well. So you still want to encourage casuals to come in. Now, giving them the opportunity to play with the whales, like in Genshin, for example, I would play co-op with whales, right? In Wuthering Waves, we don't have that co-op system yet, okay? But in Genshin, for example, if I play with the whale, I'm like, man, how I would love if I have money. And I told this to Violet the other night. You know what? If I have a lot of money, I would definitely want to deal that much damage. You know, not just because I want to clear content, but if ever I wanna flex, to like the casuals of the game, like here, you know what, like I invested this much money into this character and I'm dealing like 1,000,000 damage each time, and one of those casuals eventually will realize, well, I do have money, why don't I
Right.
also experience the same thing? It's just gonna end up benefiting Kuro Games in the long run, so why not, right?
I mean, I'll go put it like this. Also, this because like a raid mode would be perfect, but the thing is that there needs to be, to me,
Mm.
I'm just gonna say I'm still new to gotcha games. Like this is
Yeah,
my
yeah.
second gotcha.
Second
in a
gotcha,
sense,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. And I don't even consider I never really considered Devil May Cry a gotcha game. Okay, I considered it more like just a Devil May Cry game. I hate to say it that way, but to me is that this must be this is the typical thing about gotchas that I am starting to learn is that there is no incentive to grind.
Well,
The
there
incentive
is.
to
I think
grind
there
was in
is.
the
Yeah,
beginning
go
of the
ahead.
game.
Yeah.
It was in the beginning. But at the end of the day, when you are, again, UL level 80, the grind that I got is dailies. Does the tactical holograms reset? No. Does the tower adversity reset?
Adversity.
Yeah, once a week.
Yeah.
Even elusive death realms, I'm going to say right now, in particular, I love elusive death realms, but it's not an end game.
No.
These rewards that it's providing for you at the end of the day, which is echoes and materials like this, is not something that once I'm done with elusive death realms on the 28th, I got enough for the store, and I buy everything out in the store. The last 6 sets here. What's the actual point for a whale, for a player to log back in to could do something except for their
Yes.
dailies?
Very true.
Because I would think personally, in my personal opinion, I would think that you want people to be logging in not just do their dailies and log off. You want people to be here as long as possible. You want them to have as many concurrent players playing as possible. So that way, even on the mobile platform itself, like
Yeah.
iOS or Android, you could be like, yo, we are one of the games that, has the most login
Very true.
and the
Yeah.
most longest concurrent player
Player.
activity.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Not just be like, because I'm sure there's people still plays like Tower Fantasy that still play. Not use Gidget, but plays Del McCry on a daily basis and everything. But they're playing for like 15, 30 minutes. They're logging off and they go and play their next game. You want to keep those players away from playing those other games.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah. Very
As
true.
a game developer, I want you on my game.
My
I don't
game.
want you on my
Yeah.
game for 15 minutes and get off and go somewhere else and then come back tomorrow. I want you here as long as possible. I
possible.
want you to be stressing and be like, oh man, I used all my waypoints. I need to hurry up. I need to wait 4 hours before I could do this event. Before I
Again.
can do this next event.
Yeah.
That's why I like the idea of like Elusive Death Realms. If they would, with the 12 rewards that's going to reset every week, why isn't there not a percent chance to get something very much something unique out of it, to where let's just say, I'll put it like this, let's say there's a chance to get a 5-star standard weapon. You don't get to choose what it is. It's just you get static mist, you'll get EOG, you get whichever one it decides to give to you. It's random. But let's say you don't get it this week, you don't get it next week, but the third week, and you keep playing Elusive Death Realms, you got it. You grinded Elusive Death Realms for more than 12 hours. You've been in this thing for 20 something hours, and you finally got the first good item from it because you grinded it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I know this is going to be like an MMO style talk here, but like World of Warcraft. You don't go do boss raids with your guild, and then when you don't get something, you just go right back outside the dungeon. You wait for it to respawn, and you go back, you do it again, so that way you get that armor piece that you've been trying to get.
Yeah.
It
True.
may take you a couple of days, it may take you a couple of weeks, it may take you a couple of months, but sooner or later
You'll
that
get it.
grind is going to pay off.
Yeah. And they need to introduce that new mechanic that allows players to actually be able to do that, incentivizing grinding. Very true. I agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Like, that is the biggest complaint that I've read about Genshin Impact for the longest, is that so many people were upset, and they were, and this is like in the beginning, and like, 2020 and everything, when the game would start, everybody's like, oh yeah, we're gonna get that grinding end game. We're gonna get that grindy end game, and it never has happened.
Yep.
To
Well,
where they wanted something to where it would be special to test their characters out first and foremost, that it would be hopefully co-opable, be a co-op opportunity, so that way, we all have a chance to get, the rewards together working with friends, and it's something that we would go into every single day and play. That is where, like, I've heard this argument for Genshin, and I'm like, well, I'm hoping Wuthering Waves does this.
well, with Genshin, for example, they introduced a new endgame content, which is I forgot what it's called, but I won't say that it offers you something that is worth grinding for. I will, except maybe for the asteroids. Other than that, it's not really worth grinding for, especially with the amount of stress I had to go through in order to clear the event. Like I just feel like, yeah, it would be nice to have like that extra reason to be, for example, like you can actually get a copy of a specific 5-star, like in Wuthering Waves, like like we can get a sequence of Camellya after obtaining certain points, right? But in Genshin we don't have that. like like I haven't seen that one yet. Uh, and let's face it, like for example, I'm not throwing shade at Genshin, but they're not as generous as Kuro Games. Let's
Oh
be
no.
real there. Not by a long shot. Okay, they're not as generous. But at least it would be nice if they would just at least introduce at least one character, like a 5 star that you can still grind for in order to get their uh what do we call that again? Their constellation, for example. But they haven't had that, and the amount of stress because this mode, Fox, is like it's so random. You're gonna select like main characters, like the main units that you want to use, but you don't have a huge say really on the team comp. So basically, most of the stuff there is very random. Sometimes you will have to use a team comp that you're not confident with, you're not familiar with, right? And
Mm-hmm.
me, I don't enjoy that because I live by the principle that I've created these I've acquired these characters to play in a specific team comp. Now you're throwing that away, and I have to play with characters that I'm not familiar with, that I
Mm-hmm.
don't care about, and I'm forced to use them, and it's not optimal. Like you know what I mean. It's not optimal for me to play these characters. I don't enjoy playing them together because they're not designed to to play together in my understanding of that game. And the sad thing is you don't really get any additional incentives. Me, I've been playing the game for a very long time. Like, aside from asteroids, everything else I really don't care about. Because I could just easily I have a lot of them already, right? So that's what Wuthering Waves needs to introduce in the game before it gets stale. They start alienating older, more hardcore players of the game. And you're right. Like we need to have more ways to grind. It not just the TOA, not just the elusive realm, but something else that allows us to grind a lot more in order to achieve a certain reward that we want. We really want so bad, right?
No, I agree.
Now,
I mean,
go ahead,
I don't
buddy.
know how. I just don't know what they would do. I mean, that's the entire problem that comes down through all this, is that the more that we look at this, I mean,
Mm.
like I said, like Del McCraw introduced this, and we didn't have the problem of free to play players get upset with
Yeah,
the whales. We
the
really
whales.
didn't. Because
Excuse
the
me.
free to play players would always come in and they would get their rewards out of it, because what they looked at it is that I want this 5-star weapon, and there's a chance that I can get this 5-star weapon without ever having the gambling for it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I need a whale to carry my booty all the way through this entire 3 boss hell here, and in order to get this. And you know that was the thing. We would do it. We would carry them. It's just that some people might have gotten a little upset that the whales got something additional because they kept sitting there for past the 3 turns. The 3 times that they could do it, and they were sitting there doing it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times, helping them over and over and over again to get their rewards. But the whale was getting additionally exchange tokens when it said, "Oh, now you're just assisting. You no longer get rewards."
Mm-mm. Yeah. A nice note here from Dark. He's saying Wu's co-op system needs work. I agree with that as well. Right now, if you go into Wu's co-op modes, for example, like nobody's even playing that. Like
There's no
I could wait like 30 minutes there. Nobody's joining a co-op.
like, let me put it this way. the argument I had, and this was a while back, and I understand, okay, there's a lot of players like, oh, I have, social anxiety and I don't like playing with other people. That's fine. You don't play with other people. But I feel like Wuthering Waves should try to force network cooperative co-op
Yes, they
onto
should.
players. They should force it to where, hey, if you want to, do this event, do that event, it needs to be, co-op. So that way, to get the rewards, to actually instill not just like the whale domination. Don't get me wrong. Like whales that come in there, dominated, been, basically throw their big yonkers out and be like, yeah, I'm the biggest whale there is here. You know what, you all need to understand how cool I am. That's always going to happen. You're always going to have those types of players. But no, the idea, the real reason why network co-op needs to happen in Wuthering Waves, and it needs to be forced mechanically, is that's how you also push your community together. Network games, by forcing people to play, actually makes the game to where people meet each other. They add each other as friends. They play. They know who's good. They know who's bad. They know. Yeah. They know in general what the community has to offer.
Very
there
true.
There may be someone out there who's playing Wuthering Waves right now that does not watch YouTube or anything, that does not know that there's actual, person to talk to, and they're struggling right now. And there's the person that is struggling. As stupid as that might sound, there might be someone
that they can listen to,
that they can ask a question. How do you do this? Yeah. Now, my biggest complaint, and I'm hoping that 2.0 is going to fix this problem, is I want mechanics on my bosses. I want puzzles on my bosses.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What I mean by that is closed beta, Wuthering Waves did this, and it actually kind of annoys me really, really hard. And this is a huge nitpick. But when I saw the closed beta footage of Ajax, for example, there was a tutorial message that came up that says if you hit the core of Ajax, not its back, not its wings, its core that is exposed on its chest, you will do more damage. And there was the part where Infernal Rider, you were able to knock him off his bike in order to do more damage. Otherwise, he would ride the bike. The reason why you want to counterattack him and you want to parry him on the bike is to knock him off the bike to make him less mobile and actually attack him. They had Scar where there was a shield on Scar that you had to break the shield first before you were able to actually attack the variation bar and actually attack his health. And he would regenerate the shield. It was actual mechanics that if you as a player needed to learn how to pretty much make the fight easier. And gives the game more personality. And what did we get? Every single boss pretty much has health and has a variation bar, and only Infernal Rider Tactical Hologram has 2 phases.
I see, yeah.
There's like even like, Crownless. If you watch the closed beta footage, he goes through 3 phases. He goes through his first phase, second phase, and third phase. And what ends up happening with each one of those phases, he gains all his health back. Like a Dark Souls boss. So, to me, it wasn't a big deal in the beginning in Wuthering Waves. It wasn't a big deal. I never really noticed it. But in the end game, I noticed it to where all the bosses is damage sponges. You're just wailing on them. There's absolutely really no mechanics behind them in a sense. Now you could argue, you could say the tactical holograms, they're different. That's more like what it is. They have, mechanics behind it, and yeah, I can agree. Some of them have mechanics behind, but I think that the mechanics behind a lot of them is just RNG. With
I see.
the monkey being the only one that I would say is actually a pattern.
Okay, found out. So I want to show you something here that was sent over by Noisy Fox. Let me just figure out how to do this. Just give me a minute here because he wants to share visual evidence, visual proof of something. I believe it's about Jian, okay? But I need to share the screen with you, okay? So I need, is it this one? Is it this one that I need to choose? Live VC. There. This one.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll pause.
720. I'm gonna share my screen. I guess with you. That's how I do it. Hide stream preview. Go live. There. Okay. Okay. Now let's watch this. This is a direct message coming from Noisy. Let's increase. Oh, but there it is.
Okay.
Are you seeing it right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the overdrive tower. Or the hazard tower, really. Well, overdrive tower still.
So exactly what is it that he wants to show as a visual proof here? Is it the parrying? Noisy, exactly what is it that you want to show as proof?
I think we're about to find out right here in a second.
Oh,
The damage.
oh shoot, that is incredible damage. See like how casual I am? I saw that in my first impression is like, whoa, I want that kind of damage from Jian. Incredible. So I guess that's what he wants to show, basically. Like, can we go back? Did he do it right after a parry? Before he actually... Where is that part? But look at those damage. 193, 587, 52. What the heck? What have you been smoking, Noisy? Hi there, Nox. What have you been... Hey there, Dragon Cuss. Noisy, what have you been smoking when you built this or when you played this? The animation cancels. Okay. Let's go back. Will you be able to spot it, Fox? Animation cancels, he said. You still there, Fox? Hi there,
I'm sitting here
Fami.
watching it.
Oh, okay. It's gonna happen during the Gian ult.
That's the animation cancel there.
Mm. Oh yeah, that's a bunch of animation cancels that he did there, right?
The one that I seen there in particular, and correct me if I'm wrong, Noisy, but the one I've seen in particular there was when you went into doing your echo with GN and you quick swapped over to Mortefe to pop his alt and you swapped back the end with GN. Because you're in a state of phase where the animation's still running, where it's still second on the screen.
Mm-mm. Do you want to watch it again, Fox?
Oh no, I know he does a lot of damage. I mean, we looked at this. Like, I'm not going to be summon sixing Camellya, but I will state, in general, damage is there on all the characters. I mean, GN right now, I'm going to be honest, if all the information I've seen so far is real for future purposes or whatever, GN's not going to be technically power crept for a really, really long time, in terms of his element.
Yeah. Well, there is an arrow. Well, there is suspicion that an arrow unit is coming, and I believe it's gonna be Phoebe, who is gonna be the new arrow DPS. So still, we need to see what kind of gameplay she's gonna be doing. But when I look at that, my thinking is this: you know how like Camellya, right? Camellya, Jinshi, for example, like these characters. Now they made it so easy for these new resonators to deal damage that this is proof that if you want a challenge, you may want to try out GN, learn how to like to cancel his animations and learn how to do his parry, learn everything about him. And the challenge is the amount of thought processing that you need to put in order to deal huge amounts of damage. With Camellya, you see, my thinking is Camellya is designed to be able to deal more damage. Yes, you do have a little bit of micromanaging that you need to do because she has her pistols and her effects with her intro outro skill, right? Her concerto energy. But with GN, looking at this, like that takes a lot more what do you call this? Thought processing on your end in order to be able to pull that kind of thing up. And that's now where the challenge is. There you go.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Yeah, you do. Yeah. I mean, it became muscle memory for you now, Noisy, because you've done this so much. But if you're just starting out, there is a lot more of thought processing. Just look at me, for example. I don't want to bother with cancellations, in this game. I do bother with it with Genshin, right? Because I'm confident that there is the elemental reaction thing that's gonna happen. And for example, like with Hu Tao. Hu Tao is a good example. I love canceling her elemental skill because there's a certain element in Hu Tao's kit that forces me to overshoot and decreases my DPS, so I have to cancel that. But with this thing that you showed me, for example, like with the ultimate, that's a lot of animation canceling that you did. Each time that you were like moving backwards, that's like an animation cancel there. And then you attack again, and then I noticed you going backwards like that. Oh, he was canceling. He was backwards dashing at that point so that you can cancel the next attack animation, thus increasing your DPS, right? So yeah, if you're new into the game in the game, and well, not really relatively new, but relatively new, I guess. You've been playing the game a couple of months, and you want more challenge because you're not challenged anymore by Camellya. You may want to try out Gian and start doing that because of the amount of thought processing that you need to do, and then eventually you'll get used to it. Muscle memory kicks in. You know how to cancel things, and then you look for the next challenge. That's what it is. But that's amazing, amazing though. Don't you agree, Fox? That is incredible.
Yeah.
Seeing
I used to know
500,000.
a guy in Guilty Gear who
Wow.
pretty much played the easiest
Incredible.
characters, and then he got so bored playing the easiest characters that he ended up started playing the harder characters just to learn the harder characters.